Mabuhay everyone, Marchers here and welcome to the channel. And today we are going to do another comparison between these two full-length straw bell from Nike. So let's find out which one's better. If you are not too familiar with the two sneakers that are in front of me, on my left is the KD13s and on my right is the all-new GT Cut, also from Nike. And both sneakers have full-length zoom straw bell setup. And for all of you who doesn't know what a full-length zoom straw bell setup is that they eliminated the strobo board in between the insole and the cushion and just making the cushion, which is the full-length zoom, the strobo board. So what it does is that you can immediately feel the bounciness and impact protection of the cushion of the full-length zoom. So which one is better? Let's talk about the upper first of both sneakers. On the KD13s, it features a ripstop material from the forefoot to the heel. And as for the GT Cut, it features this net-like mesh upper. And the main difference between these two sneakers upper is the GT Cut's upper is a little bit more premium, plus this extra foam toe area, which is just for aesthetics and a little bit of ventilation for the holes. It looks better, it looks nicer. The quality of the material is basically one of the advantages of the GT Cuts. But in terms of support and durability, as you know, ripstop, although it's a little bit lower quality compared to the materials used on the GT Cut, it still is a very durable material and it doesn't stretch. I really like this ripstop material on the KD13s. And if you have been following this channel, you know that the KD13 is one of my favorite hoop shoes of 2020. So both materials, I would say, doesn't stretch that much and it's very supportive, very durable. And let's move on to the heel part of the upper, which these two sneakers is a little bit different. Of course, the KD13 is a mid-cut sneaker, while the GT Cut is a low-cut sneaker. So if you want more extra ankle containment or support, of course the KD13 will give you that. And if you want a low cut, the GT Cut is for you. And in terms of padding around the ankle and heel, they're both well padded, but for the GT Cut, the foam is a little bit better or higher quality. It's a little bit thicker. And as for the hug around your ankle and heel, the GT Cut, even though it's a low-cut sneaker, it hugs your heel and ankle with a little bit more comfort. So that's one thing that I really noticed about the GT Cut, is it really hugs your ankle and heel. At the same time, it is very soft, so it's very comfortable. But in terms of heel containment, lockdown, both have amazing heel containment and lockdown. And as for the lacing system and tongue, both have a traditional lacing system. And as for the tongue of the KD13s, it is a very nice foam and gives you a deconstructed look around the edges of the tongue. While on the GT, it's made out of a higher quality foam. It's heat pressed, making the foam thinner, but at the same time, still very comfortable. So I would say they're pretty much equal, but in terms of quality, the GT Cut's tongue and laces are made out of better quality materials compared to the KD13s. But as for the ease of wear, both are very easy to wear. Just unlace them, you can put your foot in very easily. Another detail around the ankle part of the KD13s are these wings that goes up around your ankle, so it wraps your ankle a little bit more. So ankle protection on the KD13s will be a little bit better compared to the GT Cuts. Now let's move on to the insole of both sneakers, which is, I think, the highlights of these two sneakers. Let's just remove the ones on the GT Cut. So the insole on the KD13 is also very nice. It's very similar to the ones on the Kobe 6 Proto, where it shapes your foot when you're using it. So right now you can see my foot shape and it kind of cradles my foot. Plus this bottom part of the insole has this shape of the zoom straw bell, where the zoom straw bell is cradled very nicely there. So it gives you a very even ride. And it is also here on the insole of the GT Cut, which also has this cutout, plus the insole of the GT Cut, which makes it far more superior compared to the KD13, is this is a React insole. The React foam is one of the best cushions that is being used by Nike right now, and they made an insole out of it for the GT Cut. It's very similar to the ones on the Kobe AD NXT 360. It gives you that bounciness, at the same time impact protection. So for the insole of the GT Cut, for the forefoot, it's thick enough to give you that bounciness and impact protection. even though there's a full-length Zoom straddle already. The React insole gives you additional bounciness and impact protection. And another thing about this React insole is it goes up on the sidewalls, so it really cradles your foot from the forefoot to the heel. And since we're speaking about bounciness and impact protection, both sneakers, like I've said, has full-length Zoom straddle. So the main difference between the two cushion setup of these two sneakers is of course the extra bounciness and impact protection that the React insole will give you instantly. And that's one difference that you will feel on the KD13s. Although the KD13s has a very nice impact protection too, but it has a different arrangement because it's from this regular insole, then the full-length Zoom straddle, then the foam. While on the GT Cut, you can immediately feel the foam splashiness with this React insole, then the full-length Zoom straddle for extra bounciness and impact protection. Plus on the heel of the GT Cut, it has this extra zoom unit on the heel. While on the KD13s, there's an extra zoom unit in the forefoot. So I would say right now, both are very bouncy cushion. The only difference between these two cushion setup is the KD13s, it's a little bit higher off the ground compared to the very low profile of the GT Cuts. Both cushion setups are very responsive, but the responsiveness of the GT Cut is a little bit better compared to the KD13 since it's lower to the ground, plus the stability of the GT Cuts is better because it has a lower profile cushion setup. In terms of cushion setup, I would say you'll never go wrong between these two cushion setup. Both are very bouncy. Both have very nice impact protection. It's just a matter of preference if you want a lower profile feel to the ground and if you want a thicker foam around the forefoot part of the sneaker. Now let's move on to the outsole of these two sneakers. Of course, the GT Cut has this car tire-like pattern, while on the KD13 has this circular and oval-shaped traction pattern. Let's talk about the hardness of the rubber. I would say they're pretty much equal. But on the KD13s, they have deeper grooves compared to the traction grooves. Compared to the rubber grooves of the GT Cut, which is shallower compared to the KD13s. And as for the grip on the court, both have very nice grip. But on the KD13s, you need to give it a little bit more braking time. But as for the GT Cut, immediately the bite is really gnarly. And as for dust pickup, I'm not too sure yet with the GT Cut because I haven't played with them. I was just walking around the studio, while on the KD13s, dust pickup is really good, still performs good on a dusty floor. And as for outdoor use, I would say the KD13s will be a little bit better compared to the GT Cut because of the deeper grooves that you have on the KD13s. And as for the width of the base, the GT Cut's base is wider by around 2 millimeters compared to the KD13. So if you want a wider base on the forefoot and heel, the GT Cut will give you that. Plus, like I said, the GT Cut is made for shiftier guards. So it has a wider base. At the same time, it is curved a bit. So it gives you that maximum stability at the same time and will give you the shiftiness that you need. While on the KD13s, it's a little bit rounded too. But since the GT Cut is lower profile and it's a wider base, I would say stability will be a little bit better on the GT Cut because the KD13s is a little bit higher off the ground. Another difference between these two sneakers is the KD13 has a stability plate while it is absent on the GT Cut. I think one of the reasons why is the GT Cut is made for shiftier guards like the Kyrie's, which you can twist a little bit better compared to the KD13s, which is harder to twist. So if you're a shiftier guard, you will surely love the GT Cut a little bit better compared to the KD13s. Both sneakers are snug, but the GT Cut is a really snug sneaker, so watch out for that. So for sizing, regular footers go true to size and wide footers go half a size up on the KD13s, while on the GT Cut, maybe you will go half to a full size up depending on how thick your foot is or how wide your foot is. So there's a little bit more toe space too on top of the forefoot area on the KD13s compared to the very snug material on the forefoot part of the GT Cut. So that's one thing you need to watch out for. And as for the weight of these two sneakers, The KD13 weighs 430 grams, while the GT Cut weighs 470 grams. So 40 grams heavier on the GT Cut because of the extra materials, and so the GT Cut is heavier by 40 grams. So take that into consideration. While the price of this two sneaker, KD13's $140 US, 170 for the GT Cut or 8,700 pesos. This one is 7,400 pesos. So around 1,500 difference or $30 difference. And right now the KD13s are on sale because the 14s are about to come out. So if you're more on the budget and if you want a mid-cut sneaker to give you extra ankle support and protection and a little bit better for outdoor use, the KD13s is for you. But if you want a lower profile sneaker and you're a shifty guard and a low cut sneaker with better quality and you're not on the budget, the GT Cut is for you. Both sneakers are very good hoop shoe, so you'll never go wrong. Like I said, it's just a matter of preference. So that's it on my comparison between the KD13s and the Zoom GT Cut. Let me know which one you would choose and which one looks better. Hit me a comment down below. This has been Marches. Once again, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.